Alrighty, Stone News time! Woohoo! Okay, so we currently have in the Z Store a promotion that is new, very very new. It's a costume that we simply didn't have in the game before at all. Okay. Now, this is something that where I'm just going to go over this right quick. Uh, we have the male version and the female version. Female characters can use both. Okay, female characters can use either. Um, Only female characters can use either. To be quite honest, the jacket on this would actually look quite nice on a guy with the pants. It really would. But we don't have that option, which is rather unfortunate. Anyways, yes. Now, initial claim will give you the ability to reclaim this on all of your characters, but you do apparently have to reclaim it on every single character. Why? Excellent question. The devs just didn't make it a true account unlock. Anyways, so let's look at what the pieces actually are set up with, because this is an outfit that has some interesting quirks to it. No, I am not hunting for Horgons. Anyways, so one thing is that it is theoretically something that is available to anyone who is either a member of the Federation or one of the sub-variants of Federation, or is a Romulan or Jem'Hadar who is allied with the Federation. In theory, all characters such as that should be able to use it. Well, this is a Romulan who is an ally of the Federation, who, as you can see here, is actually able to wear a proper Federation uniform. So, can I use this new stuff on her? My previous attempts at this have generally gone with, yes, actually, you can use all of this stuff. Here we are. Starfleet 2259. This is what it shows up as. Command Medical Operations Science. And then you have the skirt version. Again, all four things. What exactly is this? Well, let's take a quick look. Yeah. See this texture here? This is the only difference, this texture. It's a bunch of little tiny symbols that look like the branch whatever symbol. And you have four different versions of it. Command, Medical, Operations, and Science. That is the only difference between the four variants. That the texture on the shoulder part. Now, you may have noticed that the badge is horribly floating. Yeah, there's a reason for that. Yeah, it makes your character's boobs smaller when it's a female character. I don't get this. It's kind of flabbergasting. Because, like, that's the reason why the badge is that noticeably floating, is that your character's boobs are just smaller. Very strange. So that is how this looks. There is another thing about this that's kind of a noteworthy quirk. Let's put it that way. Okay, pants loose. Lower. Yeah, it's a pants tight. Seriously, why did it default to the security one? That's weird. Anyway, notice anything odd about this? Well, actually, you're about to. Oi. Okay, so, We save this here. Yeah, it has some weird color linking issues sometimes. Sometimes is the key word, though. Sometimes they will be color linked so that the top and bottom are forced and stuck with having the exact same colors in both. Sometimes. And here is where we see why that's such an annoyance with this one, though, is the problem here is not that the color linking exists. That would be fine if it, actually looked the same. Yeah, when it color links, the top and bottom will look different colors. I don't like that. Now, this is one of those things where I'm genuinely not sure if this should be considered like, the way it's supposed to be, but I would prefer it not being like that. But yeah, it's like you have to make it like a full 2 shades lighter to match properly. I do have to say, overall, I think it looks good. Nothing particularly creative, but it does accurately, as far as I can tell, mirror the way those outfits looked in the show. Annoying comm badge issue is notwithstanding. Trying to. Oh wait, actually, that's an interesting point. Does it come with its own version of the comm badge? It doesn't list that. Oh, 2259. Interesting. Okay. What on earth? If I look at the comm badge sideways, it disappears? Lol, what? Huh? Okay, I'm going to have to test this. Save outfit. I don't want to delete that outfit. I'm going to have to make a new one. That is so bizarre, I'm going to have to examine that without mercy. Okay. Yeah, it's not the outfit, it's the comm badge itself. Strange. Oh yeah, another thing. So the pants and skirt on this outfit are actually pretty good. The thing I'm mentioning earlier about how, like, presumably it's no KDF and all of the feds and Fed allies, but there's some like weird, spotty, fickle stuff where exceptions exist. Do I have a list of all of those exceptions? No. I don't really have that collected yet. That would take hours of just looking at random everything. I did look around to a certain extent earlier, and tutorial bridge officers seem to be the biggest exception, and the ones that are like special promotional whatevers, because of the fact that they often just don't look quite the same as like regular members of their faction. Oh, you know what? We need to check to see if there's a version of boot for this. Boot. Uh, hmm. What? 2259 Starfleet Armor version 2? That doesn't make sense. Um, hmm. There does not seem to be any other new footwear item. And I am using the same costume category that it would be. Although, to be honest, I'm not really sure this should even be considered an armor item. So, stuff. It's a good enough color match, I think. These are some pretty cool boots, though. Why they're called armor, I have no idea. They don't actually look particularly armor-y to me. Also, why is it called version 2? Where's version 1? I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to save this, and I'm going to check to see what the boots look like with the skirt version. Dum, 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 dum. Yeah, it's like one thing I've verified is that the skirt version does not work like at all on males. Oh yeah, this is that color linking thing I was talking about. Like it automatically switched to the color. Oh, that didn't work. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh. The inherent bias on the pants is different than the skirt. I manually color corrected the pants. Then this, when the skirt, however, actually properly matches the top. Oh wait, you know what? I should switch to the top that's supposed to go with the skirts for this test. Science. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's see what for boots we have on this one. Nope, that's it. Okay then. Absolutely nothing else. Well. Oh, you know what? I'm going to rename this one. Just so that I can remember which is which. Okay. So, let's take a look at this just to see how it looks in actual practice. Whatever that weird thing is the comm badge was doing in the tailor doesn't seem to be... Oh, there it goes. Oh, it's a visibility layer thing. Oh, man. Like, the water is being drawn in front of the comm badge, but not the jacket. The wood post is being drawn behind the comm badge like it's supposed to be, but the water is being drawn in front of the comm badge. Oh my goodness. That's what's up with it disappearing. Okay. Well then. That's interesting to learn. But yeah, aside from those two issues, because like this one has the same issue of floating as the regular comm badges do, maybe to a somewhat lesser degree, but it's still the issue. I think this comm badge was actually designed to be on this, but even so, the way the geometry of the costume is set up, it doesn't really work quite right. Alrighty then. Well, I think that's enough for now. See you guys later.